Welcome back, everybody, to a very quick brick video discussion video, and also giveaway, because why not? I apologize, I'm not giving away Brick Room. Maybe that'll be eventually, but for now, right now, the stuff that's being given away is up on the screen. If you want to, all you gotta do is just comment below DONE, D-O-N-E, no commas, quotes, quotation marks, any of that sort. All you gotta do to enter the giveaway, do that, and you have to be subscribed, obviously. Stay tuned to my Twitter and Discord, because usually a lot of people don't tend to claim their prizes. So, since people probably won't, I give away extras there. Twitter, Discord. Also, because I tweet interesting stuff. So, do that anyways. Anywho, with that all out of the way, let's get into this video. So, I'm sure there's a lot more discussion than just Brick Room's bad, level 4 walls, raid update, etc. There's a lot more nuance behind it, and I suppose I really want to take a look into that. Well, I guess nuance, I mean in-depth look or something like that. When usually I go into this stuff, I like to take a look at the past, because usually the past is every indication of where stuff tends to be headed forward. Obviously, the game has transformed a lot since 2017, 2018, where I'm looking, so do take this with a grain of salt. The past does affect where we go forward, but you know, it is helpful in helping us figure out where stuff might possibly go in the future. The last time a wall level was added, level 4 walls, metal walls, all of that sort, was the Northern Zone update on September 27th, 2017, which officially added level 3 walls, oak and steel and all of that sort, the copper and all of that, into the game. Now, back then, level 3 walls and level 4 walls, even level 1 and 2, were all unrateable. Levels 1 and 2 could still be broken by the Horde, which is why people wanted to upgrade to level 3 at the very least, but at the very least, levels 3 and 4 were unrateable. Granted, there was no such thing as rating, so keep that in mind. Then, on January 5th, 2018, the rating update was officially released, meaning C4 was added to the game and some indication of the metal cutter was hinted at. The rating update on January 5th, 2018. So, what does that mean for us right now? Level 5 walls were recently added with the Season 16 update. I'm not 100% sure on the time, but you should see it up on the screen right now. What this update did was it officially added level 5 walls. And granted, while brick certainly isn't as strong as steel in real life, which takes out the realism approach, level 5 walls are a thing. I don't anticipate them backtracking on level 5 walls. It would be kind of weird to introduce level 5 walls and then just immediately make them disappear from the game. I'm sure all of the people who spent money and all of the people who have been grinding to it will immediately get their pitchforks, and rightfully so. I could definitely get up in arms about that. And at least it's a purpose for titanium, right? Or ash or any of that. I know we all kind of knew level 5 walls were coming. It's just a matter of when. And Season 16 finally answered that when. However, that immediately begs the question, when will level 4 walls officially become rateable? And honestly, I think the only answer to that is the past pattern. Within a couple of months, possibly. I know that the devs have constantly backtracked back and forth. They've definitely teased, I want to say, the idea of raiding level 4 walls, or something like that. Whatever the case may be, I am certainly getting my base prepared. However, I feel it also important to mention Frostborn. Frostborn is Kafir's other game, which is entirely player versus player based. Raiding is a giant part of the game. When there was a truce, which basically prevented you from being raided unless you wanted to be raided, people were up in arms about it, either in favor of or against, and now it's removed. But essentially the thing about Frostborn is every single wall in your base, levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, can be broken. And people are rich enough to break multiple level 4 walls. People are rich enough to have multiple level 4 walls, have an entire steel base. There's no such thing as level 5 walls, but I feel like they might do that now that LDUE does it. Well, I guarantee LDUE players would be up in arms if they ended up making level 5 walls rateable and make every single wall rateable, because LDUE has sort of gone down that path of making sure you're sort of protected by a certain level of walls. It would be kind of weird, and I'd imagine people would absolutely freak out if level 5 walls just immediately became brokeable. Granted, I wouldn't put it past them, but I would think that they wouldn't do that, at the very least. Although we have all those turrets and traps and stuff just collecting dust, but I feel like LDUE is set in such a way that in order for that to happen, there would be massive outcry. I don't know, maybe LDUE will end up going the route of adding some sort of like truce, just like Frostborn did, but then I anticipate truce being another issue, although I think LDUE players would be more on the side of truce. What truce essentially is, for anyone who doesn't watch my Frostborn videos, is that truce prevents you from being raided if you don't want to be raided. So you didn't enter the raid pool if you didn't want to raid. If you wanted to raid, you could still raid other people who wanted to be raided, but it was ultimately your choice. It wasn't the game forcing you to raid or the game forcing you to be raided. Another interesting point I've seen brought up is that of wall skins. People have long pitched that walls have lights, decorations, or something else. Say for the holidays, they want to add holiday lights or something like that. And yes, well, I do agree that lights and all of that stuff should totally be a thing. I'm not entirely sure wall skins is entirely where I would hope that would go. And that, I guess, goes into my larger issue with skins in general. Let's just take LDUE armor skins, I guess. Let's say that LDUE single-player PvP randomly decides to come. Granted, that's pretty much impossible. I honestly don't ever really would expect that. My mind would be blown if that totally happened. But let's just say it did for the sake of this, right? And you see people wearing a lumberjack skin, you see people wearing the aviator skin, etc. How are you supposed to know what type of armor they're wearing? Do I know if they have level 1 gear and they're just running towards me as a new guy with a spear who just happened to get a scar or something like that? Or are they a max player in Kevlar waiting to use a grenade launcher and absolutely wipe you out? So that's my issue with that. If walls became skinable, I guess, especially if they were like level 4 walls and then you could add a brick skin, yeah, I don't think that would work because how would people know those are level 4 walls? What if those are level 3 walls but with a brick skin? Exactly. It's kind of difficult when you throw in skins and all that. Maybe if you did something on top, I don't know, I'm not a developer, I'm just pitching out my own thoughts on random ideas I've seen floating around. But one of the things I did hope to see is a reduction in prices. And what I mean by that are because level 5 walls became a thing, and I'm assuming hopefully this will come when the rating update officially comes out, or ever does come out or something like that, yeah. All the walls are currently really expensive. So what I think is level 1 walls should be the same, level 2 walls are fine. Level 3 walls, you should probably reduce that a little bit, maybe have it be pine, bricks, and maybe like 5 oak at the most or something like that. And then level 4 walls should be halved, obviously. And level 5 walls, I honestly don't know about level 5 walls, I don't have enough of them to be a judge on it. I did see that the broken model for level 5 walls was a thing in the game, so that does mildly concern me that LDUE might end up going that sort of route in the future. And that does terrify me. Just imagine putting in all of that work, all of that grind, upgrading your wall. Let's say all the prices stay the same for just the sake of this video. All of those prices stay the same. You upgrade your wall level 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then some random comes around with, I don't know, I don't want to say metal cutter, a brick cutter. I don't think that works. But uses that and just immediately destroys your brick wall. Would kind of be disheartening, right? And I totally wouldn't build up that again. I'd just give up, and that's it. Yeah, eventually I'd get back, and LDUE knows that, but for, I think, most casual players, they probably wouldn't. Or at the very least, have metal room prices, and then put, like, the brick room at 100. I still wouldn't buy it, but still, I think it would be a little bit more fair. Anywho, these are my random brick thoughts. Subscribe. Let me know yours down below. This has been an interesting video. Obviously, I'll do the week 3 video whenever that comes, and I do have an interesting video Friday, I believe.